Oh my goodness. What a beautiful day for Ordinals. If this is your first time hearing about Ordinals, you're not too late. Let me just make it clear. Head over to the playlist, check out some of the videos on inscriptions. I'm going to come back to this in a moment. Guys, today was so beautiful. First of all, let's look at the Bitcoin charts. And this is, to me, this is exactly what we need. We need to see a bit of a cool off because the more we come down is the more we can go up. We're not going to dive into this too deeply. And I rarely look at BTC on the 1 hour chart, but this is just to show you guys how much buying is coming in throughout any dip. So if you're seeing a dip in BTC, you wake up and there's 5 or 6 or 10% down. Let me ask you a question. Did you buy the dip? If not, that probably means that you're in, because otherwise, what are you waiting for? I want to talk about runestones. The runestones, my goodness, this has been one of the most fantastic days for all of you Ordinals enjoyers out there. Anybody who's been inscribing since who knows when, January, December 2022, January 2023, whatever have you. Guys, as long as you held at least 3 images that were Ordinals in your wallet, so not necessarily BRC20s or anything like that. If you held 3 pictures that were Ordinals, inscriptions, then you have absolutely received one of these beautiful runestones. Guys, let me tell you something about these runestones, okay? The beautiful thing about these runestones is that you can also check them out in augmented reality on your phone. Guys, let me ask you something. Who was it that said you cannot put high quality art on Bitcoin? What are we seeing right now? Right? So that is that runestone right there. If you're on mobile, you would be able to click AR and you could put this runestone anywhere. This is one of the most beautiful pieces of art that you're going to find on Bitcoin. It was dropped to people who were Ordinals enjoyers. It was dropped to people who spent time in these markets, and it was dropped by none other than Leonidas. So much respect to this gentleman here who's earned himself some real credibility in the space for putting in so many hours of research and help and dedication to educating people. And of course, just so much more, right? So as long as you held at least 3 Ordinals images in your wallet, you'll be eligible to grab one of these or to receive one of these. You might have just already received it is the point, right? It was airdropped to you. And as you can see, the floor price is looking pretty nice on this one right now. And that's because it is high quality art. Remember, people know high quality art on Bitcoin. I don't know about you guys, but this to me looks pretty stellar. And imagine this, you just received this because you were an Ordinals enjoyer or speculator in the year of 2023, and you got dropped one of these per wallet that held at least 3 inscriptions. Look how beautiful this is. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop gushing over this, but I do want you to see just in fact how much activity there is on this right now, at least on this one marketplace. And of course, the price is going to come down. It's going to fluctuate. But I'll be honest, I'm not really too concerned about the price. It's the fact that you are here and you've captured a piece of history by holding one of the first, essentially, dare I say, the first major meme on runes. So when we talk about runes, of course, we have to go back to Ordinal Theory. And this was all started by this guy right here, Casey Rodarmor. Maybe, a little polarizing. People love him and hate him for different reasons. People, of course, love Domo because he created BRC20s and such. So, but Ordinals Inscriptions was led by the gentleman right there, Casey Rodarmor. So if you haven't seen this information, that probably means you were not watching my earlier videos about Ordinals Inscriptions back wherever last year, maybe a year ago, essentially today, or even possibly earlier in some cases, right? So you don't want to fade this guy because he's coming with another protocol called Runes. And for those of you who don't know Runes, well, Runes is going to be essentially, dare I say, I'm just saying, based on what's on paper, it can theoretically be, quote unquote, better than Ordinals, better than BRC20s, or just better than kind of, dare I say, all of the different protocols that have spawned from Ordinals, okay? And of course, I'm going to mention it again because I think the gentleman needs to get a little bit of, thanks, all respect due to the gentleman here, Leonidas. He absolutely lit a fuse in the Ordinals space and Bitcoin, whether you're a lover or hater of Ordinals or laser eye or whatever you want to call yourself, it doesn't matter to me. This gentleman has definitely changed the game and flipped everything on its head for what, for us to even consider what would be possible. I personally am blown away by the amount of people that have received this airdrop. Like, I just have to say it again. This item was dropped to more than 100,000 people, at least more than 100,000 individual wallets. So just imagine that. If you just speculated a little bit, if you just came into this market, and let's just say, for example, you inscribed some of these cards from this playing trading card game, right? Or you watched this Ordinals Power video and you just said, hey, let me jump into some of these, right? Again, if you looked at the video, the gaming stuff that I spoke about in the past, and any of the other collections during my live streams, if you looked at the tutorial for this Ordinals wallet, if you looked at this, and even if you inscribed your own pictures, a picture of your foot, and you did it 3 times, you would have received this runestone. So anybody who's been watching the channel and staying tuned with me, then I definitely appreciate you. Even if you haven't and you're just joining, I still appreciate you. But you're starting to see how this industry is changing. That which Bitcoin couldn't do, or that which people thought Bitcoin couldn't do, is completely changing. And it's actually kind of making people look like they're spreading disinformation, possibly, because Bitcoin is clearly the way in a lot of ways. And I'm not a maximalist in any way. I just understand, in a sense, technology and how it is going to affect human existence. It's not just about money. It's not just about anything of that nature. Let me show you something else that was dropped to people who got into Ordinals, okay? This is another thing that has to do with Ordinals inscriptions, okay? As you see, we still have some pending buys on this one. Now, this was also, in some cases, purchased, but also given to people, dropped to you directly in your wallet. And I'll show you how you were able to get it. Now, this is called the Nothing Cube, okay? And the Nothing Cubes are essentially some type of tool that will allow you to generate some runes, okay? Now, the runes protocol has not gone live. Again, I'll show you Casey Rodarmor. His protocol runes has not gone live just yet. Yet, still, people are creating tools, inscriptions that can somehow generate X amount of runes per block and such and such. I'm not entirely sure how they're going to go about this. I would love to get the TCU guys on the stream, on the chat, Taproot Cows universe right here. So these are the Taproot Cows. If you held at least one of the Taproot Cows, by the way, I definitely let people in the Discord and the Telegram know, check out Taproot Cows. The price is 0.00, whatever have you. And dare I say, look at it now. This has already dropped us other stuff. Not to mention they dropped the quantum link as well. There's other stuff as well, and probably most likely even more to come. So imagine that. You bought a Taproot Cow, you got something like this, maybe you got some other stuff, you got some other whitelisting opportunities, you got some other airdrops for participating in some other ways perhaps, and then you also got this rune nothing cube that essentially somehow generates a certain amount of rune tokens per block. I don't know how it's going to play out, but I will definitely be keeping my finger on the pulse, just like I was reading about digital artifacts, okay, inscribing items on chain, not relying on decentralized storage options. I love that. Congratulations to you if you've been here supporting the channel all this time throughout the bull, the bear, whatever it may have you, before any name change, any updates. Guys, congratulate yourselves. Congratulate yourselves if you've been watching my videos on inscriptions, ordinals, CFT20s, ARC20s, BRC20s, CFT20s, XRC20s, you name it. Fair mint has been the #1 narrative. Everybody wants to buy a token. Everybody wants to buy a token. People don't realize that the fair mint ideology, I suppose, is the way. Remember, Bitcoin has always been fair mint forever. Well, in this case, fair mine forever. And it still is. Maybe the returns are diminishing. Maybe it's harder to mine. It doesn't matter. The point is, it's always been fair. And nothing is different with Ordinals, inscriptions, Asteroid Protocol, as we've been getting into CFT20s and everything. So guys, check that video out. Check out any of these inscriptions. Watch this video as well on gaming on Bitcoin, right? And I'm going to show you how we get into this. Guys, check me out over on X. If anything, why not follow me there, and we'll dive into much more over time. Join the Discord, because that's also where I'm posting most of my plays or my calls or my interest, my research. Just join the Discord. It's super simple. 65,000 If we're closing on a weekly candle, a weekly time frame under 68 or 67, then yes, I think maybe we have gone bearish. But for now, I'm pretty sure we are still pretty darn bullish if you ask me. Check me out again over on X. You know what to do with the rest, guys. All the best to you. Let's continue to win together. Take it easy for now, all right?